What's going on, YouTube? WildLion Games here. Hope you all had a good weekend. Ready for the new week. A lot of gaming news in the sports world that's happened in the last couple weeks. So I'm going to jump right into it so we can get to what you clicked on the video for, right? First up, ESports Boxing Club released some more gameplay and also had a massive announcement. If you're not sure what ESports Boxing Club is, go check it out. ESBC, ESports Boxing Club. New officially licensed boxing game that is coming to us very soon. They were hoping to have like an open alpha or open beta, I believe, this summer. That is actually going to be delayed. But the reason it's going to be delayed is they've been able to grab some fighters that they weren't expecting to get. Canelo Alvarez was a recent one. Roy Jones Jr. was an early one. And most recently, they just announced Tyson Fury is going to be in the game. The Gypsy King. I mean, come on, dude. That's good stuff right there. If, I thought Canelo Alvarez might have been the biggest name they get. Now they get Tyson Fury. We might not see this game now until 2022. And the only reason I say that is the developers came out and said that, they're not a studio that wants to rush something just to get the product out there. They want to treat all these new fighters with the same care that they've been treating the previous fighters on the roster that they had. So they're going to take their time. They're going to make sure it's done right. And I applaud them for that. It looks like we're going to get a very in-depth career mode with an interactive training facility, which is really cool. I'm excited to see that. And the gameplay looks great. The graphics look great. It's a small studio. I'm really pumped for this game whenever it comes out. It's hard to be patient. But adding Tyson Fury, man, that's a huge update. And speaking on the topic of delays, into something a little bit more serious, kind of sucks. Riders Republic, made by Ubisoft, they are getting another delay. If you remember originally when they announced this at E3 last year, it was going to come of February 2021. Then it got delayed until I think it was either going to be this month, August, or I believe it was actually September, like early September is when the original release date was. And now it's pushed back into October 28th, 2021. So once again, it's delayed. They announced that, they want to take this time to tweak and clean up the game to polish it for further launch. Makes me nervous that it is getting delayed just because Ubisoft hasn't really had a great track record the past few years. I mean, when you look back around the 2010s, I guess, that 2007 to 2012 range, Ubisoft was a spectacular gaming company. I mean, the Assassin's Creed games were top-notch. The Far Cry series was top-notch. They were still making Splinter Cell back then. I believe the original Crew... I don't know. I think the original Crew might have come out after 2012. But, I mean, everybody knows they've kind of fallen off the map ever since, I would say, about 2014. They've kind of fallen off the map after... all those releases, I think it all started in 2014. Assassin's Creed Unity, kind of subpar. Far Cry Primal wasn't what people were expecting. Even Far Cry 4, that was really good, but it wasn't a Far Cry 3. Watch Dogs was a huge disappointment. That came out in 2014. So it really seems like 2012, 2013 was kind of when Ubisoft stopped producing really great games. I think they're trying to get back on track. They've brought the Assassin's Creed series back to life. They're trying to do the same with Rainbow Six. And we'll see what they do here with Riders Republic. I love Steep. So Riders Republic kind of seems like it's the spiritual successor of Steep. Steep is just purely a snow sports game, snowboarding, skiing. You can actually even go sledding, which is pretty cool. They have like the paragliding and all that type of stuff. Really fun game. I really enjoyed it. It's pretty relaxing. It's just one of those games, sit down on the couch and, hit the slopes and just enjoy your time. Maybe listen to a podcast on Spotify, new album that just came out from one of your favorite artists. It's just one of those games. And this kind of feels like the spiritual successor of that, like a Steep 2 takes place in the national parks. That's been delayed till October. No need to continue to talk about that. So let's move forward. NBA 2K22. This is going to be a quick one because there isn't a whole lot of information out yet. But I just thought it was hilarious that apparently there's news out that in the new career mode, in the my player mode for the 2K video game, that you can actually become a rapper, is what I'm hearing. So I'm not sure how this is going to fit into the NBA my player career mode, but apparently you can have deviations from your NBA career, and one of them is to be a rapper. Yeah, I'm excited to look forward to what that ends up being. And they're also talking about the My City or the NBA City, whatever it's called. I haven't played 2K in a few years. I'm kind of behind on the 2K stuff, but there's going to be big updates to the My City, whatever they're calling it, to the NBA City. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be keeping my ear to the scanner about this rapper career in the new NBA game. And last but not least, Madden 22. Coming out later this month. I'm going to pick up the EA Access, now called EA Play, 10-hour trial of the game and check it out. And I'll play all 10 hours of Madden. I'll give my reviews. So there will be a review of Madden coming. They've dropped their ratings. Got some questionable ratings I'm not sure of. The biggest thing I wanted to include Madden in here for was franchise mode. And I'm a little iffy because it seems like they're doing some cool stuff, especially with scouting, and they're also adding like this RPG skill tree element to your coach and your coaching staff, where you can upgrade your coach and coaching staff, kind of along the lines of NCAA Football 2014. I don't know if you're familiar with that game and playing Dynasty mode, you're familiar with the RPG skill tree. One that I'm mixed on. If we do, let's do a little like a pro, a con, and like an in-between for Madden 22, right? So my pro is definitely that RPG skill tree for the coach and coaching staff and franchise mode. That seems like it'll be a cool deal. My middle ground is the scouting. The scouting by region. It seems really cool. I'm excited for it. The reason why it's a con or in the middle ground and not a pro is apparently it's not even going to be in the game at launch. I'm kind of dumbfounded at this, that you're advertising a feature, in the fine print, you're saying that it's not even going to be in the game when it launches in August. So to me, it's heading in the right direction, but I think it's still a little misleading. I know they're saying it in the fine print, but it's still a little misleading that they're doing all this press about updating franchise mode when this year's version isn't even going to see all those updates. It's a little misleading to me. And the con for Madden 22 for me is going to be the new season engine with the modular cinematics, whatever they're calling it. So basically what this season engine is, it's a tool that's going to drive narrative storyline moments that you'll see throughout franchise. There was a major focus in Madden 22 not to only deliver a diverse and deep amount of content, but to also make the content that you experience a more personal, exciting, and rewarding one. It's going to feature over 30 brand new scenarios taking place at any point in the season, whether it be, preseason, regular season, playoffs, Super Bowl. Each scenario has context-based trigger conditions, meaning that what happens in your franchise is going to dictate when scenarios happen and what kind of scenarios you experience. Now, that sounds great, but I do not trust EA with this, because we've already seen so many times where gameplay is rigged in their game. Things happen in the game that should not happen, but it's because their algorithm within the AI and the animations need it to happen in the game. So what I'm worried is that it's just going to further control the outcomes of different plays and of different games and on what the CPU is doing against you, so that it can craft these storylines that they created. And I just don't trust Madden with it. We'll see. Maybe it ends up being really cool. I'm not banking on it because I know what they do with their gameplay. I've even made a video on it. Do speed ratings even matter? And I literally proved with mathematics that the speed ratings do not matter in Madden. But the game didn't want me to take back a pick six, and I had a direct line, no one in front of me. You can go watch the video. It's on my channel. I had a direct line, no one in front of me, and the backup quarterback, because it was a fake field goal attempt that turned into a pick that should have been a pick six, and the backup quarterback hawked my starting DB. I go in, I look at the speed and acceleration ratings for the backup QB that hawked me down, and the DB that made the interception. The DB is significantly faster and significantly has more acceleration. So, and then basically what I did is I had my friend Dave help me out, and we did some measurements of, okay, so the interception happened here, he got tackled here, ran in a straight line, he traveled this many yards in this many seconds. The quarterback was here when he started. He traveled this far to get to the DB. And basically, mathematically, he figured out by the angle of where the quarterback was and how he traveled, there is no way possible that he would have been able to catch up to the DB is what we found out. That's the long end of it. But yeah, so we'll see. Anyway, I'm done talking about Madden. I didn't mean this video to drag on as long as it did. Football season's coming up, so you know what that means. Backbreaker content coming very soon. Be on the lookout for that with some roster updates on the way for the upcoming season. Y'all take care. Peace.